ամեն ինչ լավագույնի համար։ Գարեջուր Ալեքսանդրապոլ։
Et surtout créer un cadre particulièrement favorable de volonté organisée de part et d'autre.
L'Arménie est au milieu d'une zone sismique sur le plan politique, sur le plan de la stabilité. Et le président Sarkisian est un témoin de la paisibilité, est un témoin de la sagesse dans les affaires publiques. Et depuis qu'il est président de la République, il rayonne depuis l'Arménie des ondes positives sur tout un monde qui jusqu'à maintenant a été fait d'instabilité, de violence et de difficultés perpétuelles pour les populations. Monsieur le Président, c'est un grand honneur de vous recevoir parce que vous êtes l'un des témoins de ce qu'il faut faire pour que les choses changent, pour que les choses s'améliorent et qu'enfin on n'en reste pas au niveau des décisions mais au niveau de l'efficacité par rapport aux populations qui finalement sont les derniers points ultimes de la mise en œuvre des politiques. Merci d'être avec nous, Monsieur le Président.
My dear Ambassador, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to thank the Forum for inviting me for this special anniversary forum. It's 30 years that the Forum is bringing together brilliant politicians, analysts, leaders, businessmen in order to discuss the current and the future affairs of the world. 30 years. 30 years is a short but also a huge time. Let's not forget that in the last 30 years, empire has disappeared, many new governments and the countries were created, the world has changed dramatically, and we are in 30 years probably lived the life of a century. So congratulations again for this great achievement of being the last 30 years on the frontier and on the avant-garde of real politics, and I hope that one day this wonderful forum will come to Armenia as well. That's my small introduction. Now there's a question which is written here. Have peace, development, stability become a dream? So the conference is here to answer the question. And my answer to that question is no. It has not become a dream, and in order to make peace, development, stability become again a reality, a thriving reality, that we all will be a part of that and will believe that we are moving every day towards peace and development is irreversible and stability is achievable. I think there are several things that we have to change. First of all, I think we have to start changing ourselves. In a short speech, I don't think that I will be able to discuss all of the things that I have in mind. At least there are 7 points that I would like to discuss, maybe later, maybe on a different occasion. But out of these 7, let me try to share with you 1 or 2 ideas. First of all, I think idea number 1, in order to go back or come back to development, peace, and stability, we have to realize a simple thing, that this world is different. It is different than it was 30 years ago, it's different than it was 50 years ago, and it's not only different that because the Berlin Wall fell down, the Cold War stopped, or there was for a while one superpower in the world, or because there were financial crises. There are many things that happened during these 30 years, but one of the most important things that we are entering 21st century. Some people call it fourth industrial revolution. I call it our evolution. We're entering a time, an era of rapid evolution. That revolutions, technological, industrial revolutions will happen every day, every month, every year, and the world and that our life will change very, very quickly. So we are entering a new world, and we are at the end of the day, we are on the crossroad to this new 21st century. And of course, except all of the things that I started listing, there's one important thing which is there, which is the change of science and technology that takes place every day. This is a world where we are standing on the crossroad at the gates of this new world, where already 55 billion connections are there for the several billion people that live on this planet. Average, each of us has around 7, 8, 9 connections to internet. Tomorrow it will be 10, the day after tomorrow 15. This is a world that entertainment becomes huge. It's not only football is huge, or ice hockey, or basketball. The entertainment which reflects the 21st century, which is interconnected, interactive entertainment. I think there are more people now that are watching two guys playing football on internet than the real football. And entertainment tomorrow is not only just watching the films of Game of Thrones, but taking a part in it. Entertainment that leads us to something else. Many of our activities will become entertainment, interactive, interconnected, including politics. Look at what is happening in the politics. Look, there are so many people who are successfully becoming politicians that they come from entertainment, and the other way around. A lot of politicians are fantastic entertainers. But the rules of the game have changed. And we have to start thinking about how to live in this new world. Because a lot of basic, fundamental ideas that we have embraced all of these years, starting of human rights, democracy, we have to look at them again, not because they are not valuable, in fact they are more even valuable. Balance of power, many of them. But it's changed, because we are living in a world where democracy is not exercised once in a year when you are exercising your right to be elected or to elect, but it happens every day through your Facebook or Twitter. You are facing daily democratic reaction from the public. So I'm not suggesting the model yet, but I'm suggesting that we have to recognize that the world that we are entering is going to be completely different. And we have to change ourselves. And we have to redefine our main human values in the 21st century. Then, if we define it, we will not be afraid of this daily changing, unpredictable world, because we will start understanding how to predict it. We will start understanding how to value it, and we will start understanding how to act and react in this new world. So my first message is, let's recognize that the world is different, and it's going to be different every day. And the world is going to be every day, and the one value that will be important for each of us is the one to adapt ourselves, to change. To change not once in 10 years' time or once in 100, but every day, because of the world. So sometimes I call this world not a classical world, but a quantum world. There are so many uncertainties, but it doesn't mean that you cannot understand and you cannot control or develop. So one of the 7 reasons why my answer to this question, have peace, development, stability become a dream, is no. That is that the world is changing, and it's changing faster. Because previously, the industrial revolutions were happening and then gradually coming into life. They were affecting the social fabric and political fabric of the world. I mean, basically starting with huge inventions in physics, mathematics, and chemistry. What happened? We had the industry coming. We learned how to, hundreds of years ago, how to use the energy of the fire into movement, into train, into car. But it took a lot of time. Now, what is going to happen? We have accumulated huge amount of scientific and technological knowledge. This is going to be implemented into our life every day. So the things will change very rapidly. So my first point is the world is changing. Do you call it modern world, interactive world, one-two world? We have to realize that we're going to live and exercise business, economy, culture, entertainment, politics in a different world. Now, a couple of words about Armenia. Important. I do believe, not only as the president of the republic, but as just an Armenian or human being, that small not only can be beautiful, but it can be also successful. Especially in this new world, where the biggest companies in the world are no longer the natural resources companies, oil or copper or gold companies. The biggest companies of our world are Apple's, Facebook's, and many other IT companies. So what becomes more and more valuable is not the physical natural resource, but the physical human resource, the idea. We're entering an era where the startup idea could be as powerful as anything. When a startup which is created in a small lab or a garage even can become a company with a value of 10 billion in a matter of a couple of years. So this is the word that we believe. And Armenia is a small state, but a global nation. For this or that reason of our history, sometimes natural and sometimes unnatural and sometimes tragic, but here we are. We are Armenians in a small republic. There are as many Armenians living in Armenia as probably in Russia or United States. And the second biggest city, Armenian city after Yerevan, is Los Angeles. And so on. So we are ready for 21st century because we have the global network. This is a nation of hardworking people. This is a nation that can accumulate and bring to their own base, to homeland, new technology, new events, and organize itself as one of the leading countries in the world. Small, but successful. So I do believe that 21st century could be also the century of not only huge superpowers, like United States, China, India, Russia, and others, but also it could be the century of those who are small, beautiful, and successful. And of course, for a country like Armenia, this is one of my, out of the seven, but probably the seventh point, what is important to have a mission. Mission is important. It brings people together. It creates not only something which is tangible, which is achievable, but also creates a huge feedback. It's like a snowball. I'll take you back years ago when Cold War, Soviet Union and United States and the West were competing. I think both of them, after creating their weapons of mass destruction, have decided to compete and decided to compete in the space. Soviet Union and America had a mission to put the first man in the space. There was huge competition. But each of these countries, while having a mission to achieve that, and later United States becoming the second, after Gagarin to send someone to the space, had a mission which was completely impossible, to put the man on the moon. With the technology of those years, I think it was a real dream that you are mentioning here. Impossible. But the mission was there. It had accumulated everybody in the United States, previously in Russia. It has changed the whole fabric of education, science, technology. Everybody was focused on achieving the target of the mission. So the mission matters. While having a mission, Soviet Union has created a fantastic educational system. While having a mission, United States has created a huge industry, the space industry, which is still there and is the basis of further development. So, mission matters. And I think that one of the missions of my country will be to become one of the leading countries in artificial intelligence new technology. Again, small and be beautiful, and Armenia is a beautiful country, everybody is welcome to visit. Beautiful country, but it can be also successful. So I'm very optimistic. Thank you very much, and I wish the conference success.